remove the hat there, even though I do like the hat. Um, but we're gonna go with skills and traits first. Um, so as you can see, the engineer has plenty of uh, tricks to use. The engineer is what I like to call the mixed bag profession, because you can never quite tell uh, when you're rolling up on an engineer exactly which uh, type they're gonna be. So, I mean, they could be the healing, they could be a bunker, they could be, you know, cookie cutter condition damage from like 8 months ago. They can really be anything, and because of that, a lot of their skills have different effects. Like you see, you've got utility goggles here, which is a stun breaker. Then of course, right next to it, you can throw a mine, or because I'm an Asura, I can use Pain Inverter for extra confusion and retaliation. I've got, as an Asura, I have access to Radiation Field, which is a good skill. You know, in the same tier, you've got Rocket Boots and Elixir S, which is another stun break. You've got your bomb kit, a couple of turrets. I mean, what the engineer really does best is it really excels in being as unpredictable as humanly possible. The more unpredictable you are with an engineer, the better you're gonna be, and the more fun you're gonna have. This is a profession that isn't particularly good at one thing or another, but there's never a dull moment with this profession either because of that. They really dabble in a whole bunch of different things. I like to call them what would happen if alchemists actually had an extra couple 100 years to perfect their art. This is probably what would have happened. You probably would have ended up with something like this, as outlandish as it sounds. But basically, the skills that you're looking at for the engineer, a lot of them have something like, you know, you fly forward with your rocket boots, but what you also have is your F1 through 4 bar here, which is going to be affected by any one of these utility skills that you bring with you. So if I were to change my elixir gun and swap it out for utility goggles, you know, I now have Analyze, which is which applies 10 stacks of vulnerability to them for 8.5 seconds. You know, I changed to grenades, and now I can throw a grenade barrage. You know, I switched to, you know, throw mine, which is a ground target skill. Then you detonate it, but then you also get access to mine field, which is pretty cool. You can plant 5 mines around yourself. So when you're picking these skills, you're actually picking them also having to keep in mind that your F1 through 4 is going to be affected by this. So, with that being said, what the engineer is also what am I saying? What we're going to do here is we're going to look at the traits now. The traits for this particular build are catered pretty solidly to my playstyle and may not reflect 100% what is, and I quote, best. But we're going to look at these really quick. So for explosives, you might be asking yourselves why I've taken 1 in explosives and why I haven't maxed it out a little bit more, is because I really only like evasive powder keg. I really only like creating a bomb when I dodge, as far as explosives go. So why don't we just look at explosives? If you didn't know, back in April, I believe, Guild Wars 2's trait system got an overhaul, and it pretty much, what you do, or what you used to do, you used to have like 70 trait points that you would get, and then you'd have to spend it in a certain way, but what they did was they tightened it up a little bit more, and they said, okay, well, you're not going to get your first trait point until level 30. For someone like me, that was, blasphemy, because I got so used to the old way of doing things. But I do actually enjoy this a little bit more, because it does add a little bit more prestige to some of these. Because, if you can see, it says here, complete the story step, the battle for Claw Island. Alternatively, you can visit your professional trainer in a major city and purchase it. That's for acidic elixirs. You've got shrapnel, forceful explosives. That could be something. Actually, that is probably something that I should look into, because bombs and mines are going to be also healing me at the same time. They're going to be doing most of my damage. Forceful explosives is going to be a good choice. I do have 3 more trait points to spend, but since I'm not level 80 yet, I can't spend them. But I am going to be probably spending them in inventions. But let's look at firearms here. For firearms, you have hair trigger, which is really nice. It reduces the recharge on rifle, pistol, and harpoon gun skills. You have precise sights, which has a chance to cause vulnerability. Rifled barrels, which is going to improve your pistol, harpoon gun, and elixir gun range, which is also nice. So that's another thing to consider for you there. You have infused precision, which means you have a chance to gain swiftness on critical hits. Sitting duck, which is apply vulnerability to enemies that you immobilize. And a fire forged trigger, which reduces recharge on flamethrower and elixir gun skills, which is great. Now, you also have coated bullets. I'm still not quite sure what this means, but it just means that pistol shots pierce. I haven't really seen, when I have used it, I haven't really seen much of a change. Granted, I did use it before the April patch, so I don't know if they might have changed something. But you also have Juggernaut here, which is gain toughness when wielding a flamethrower. You gain 198 toughness for wielding a flamethrower. So if you're gonna do a flamethrower build, Juggernaut is almost like 100% must. Rifle mod, it improves the damage for rifle and harpoon guns. Go for the eyes, it inflicts blindness. With the rifle, then you have modified ammunition, reduces damage for each condition on bows. Napalm Specialist, which burns that you apply last longer, and you have Bunker Down. Just create a proximity mine at your location when you're critically hit with an attack. So that's pretty nice. We're going to go into inventions here, and this is your defense or your toughness trait. What I've taken here is Protective Shield, because I like to gain protection when I'm critically hit. Explosive Descent, which is your pretty standard. You take fall damage, you drop grenades or balls. And I also have Metal Plating, reduces damage dealt to turrets, so it's good for turret builds. Stabilized Armor, you take less damage when you're knocked down or stunned. Energized Armor, gain power on your base toughness. Cloaking Device, you become invisible when immobilized. So engineers do have the ability to go invisible, but only when you're in trouble. And generally speaking, when you're immobilized, they know where you are. So, I've also taken Reinforced Shield here, which is gain toughness when wielding a shield. It also reduces the recharge on shield skills. So, if you'll notice, most of the shield skills here, they have a pretty long recharge, 32 and 24 seconds. This is just going to help you mitigate the risk of using those shield skills. You also have Power Shoes, which is movement speed is increased. You have Elite Supplies, which is good for your supply crate. Pretty much just means that when you use supply crate, it drops with more stuff. Then you have Auto Tool Installation, which is another good one for turrets, because they are going to be taking some damage. Self-repairing turrets are nice. This is the major one here, Elixir-infused bombs. This is great for healing and taking and soloing camps in World vs. World, because at the same time you're dealing huge damage, you are also healing yourself, which is great. So here, you can unlock it by finding the locked door at the end of the Forgotten Stream, or you can visit your professional trainer in a major city and purchase the crate. I'll probably end up just doing that. Rifled turret barrels, pretty much the same thing as rifled barrels, only for your turrets. And fortified turrets. Your turrets are surrounded by a reflective shield when created. So that's a new trait that the engineers got that's being abused right now, in my opinion. Um,